Salutations, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. V back with another rendition of Age of Empires 3 Thursday, number 7 in our ongoing series. If you've been following along, watching some really fun AOE3 content, I thank you. I really appreciate your guys' viewership, and I hope that we can continue this series for a very long time to come. I am certainly enjoying it, and I do not plan on stopping anytime soon, only growing. But I'm going to save some of the early game rambling because watching my last few games back, I've realized that in that rambling, I tend to miss a lot of the early game. So let's introduce the players and the map, and then we'll let the rambling commence. We are on Carillion Lakes. It is a 4 TP map, although the trading posts are not linked. They are two separate posts. You can see in the middle here that there is a separation. So both players can claim a 2 TP monopoly without interfering with each other if they choose not to interfere. In the eastern part of the map, playing as Portugal, a civ we have not seen yet, I don't believe, is Renaissance or a Renaissance. Renaissance. I'm just going to call him Rain because, you know what? I'm so tired of pronouncing names wrong. I feel like I pronounce every single username wrong that I ever try to say. But he is in the color blue, playing as Portugal and sending Economic Theory as his first card, not Fetoria's. So going for the boost to his gathering rates rather than the trickle. I don't think that's standard Portugal. However, from what I've heard, it's not like a game-breaking strat. I know most people go Fetoria's, although Economic Theory still is viable in some circles. So if that is not true, please let me know in the comments. But in the western side of the map, we have Mr. Steel Yo Chick and Nugget. Oh, that's awesome. That's such a great name. He has just sent his 3 villager card and picked up 45 XP as well with that very, very beefy War Chief Explorer. I remember back in the Asian Dynasty days, the War Chief Explorers and, the Asian Explorers, especially China with their Disciple. So irritating, so tanky. And with this guard conversion ability, look at this. He's got his Explorer, the Eagle Scout, what looks like a rifleman of some sort, a Clift. I don't even know if I said that right. And a Witch Hunter going to try to catch all of these Portuguese heretics. And meanwhile, poor little Juliana Diaz da Costa is all alone, taking what looks to be a 1 coin and 40 XP treasure. Meanwhile, Aztec is aging up with the fast age up. Don't even need to look at that one. I can just see the bar, and I know that the Aztec is going to be aging quickly. Although the Portuguese player has managed to get his age up in even quicker, perhaps sensing some sort of Aztec aggression. Aztecs, of course, can pull off a very formidable rush, although it's not the only thing they can do. I think sometimes, you look at civs like Aztec and Russia and maybe even Haudenosaunee, and you tend to think, oh, well, they rush. But definitely some other viable strats that can be used. So, Rain is going up to the second age. Looks like he has the second town center. Now, the placement is going to be big here, ladies and gentlemen. Is he going to go for something aggressive? No, going to go for the very, very defensive town center placement. Doesn't even try to secure perhaps this second hunt and this second or third coin mine, excuse me. He's going to go very, very conservative, possibly wants that second batch of Minutemen available to protect his main home base. But meanwhile, the Aztecs, no forward vills, no quick war hut coming down. Meanwhile, Portugal sending the 700 coin and Aztecs sending the 5 villagers. So I don't think we're going to be seeing anything hyper aggressive, maybe some sort of timing from the Aztec player, but nothing crazy here. He is stacking the 5 Coyote Runners on top of that 5 Vil, so might see some raiding pressure, though when it comes to melee shock infantry, I tend to find them not as viable as raiders as, say, cavalry, right? Classic Hussar or even a House of Raider, right? Which is a really good raiding unit. It's in the name. But here it is. ladies and gentlemen, the forward war hut going right smack dab in between the trading post lines. I really like the placement, though I do think it could be even a little more forward. Perhaps maybe guarding between this ice and this coin mine here. That way you can kind of solidify all of these hunts back here. But this this placement, certainly not bad at all. What is Rain doing? He sent the 700 coin. Looks like he's going to go with a straight port FF. So does not want to try to fight the Aztecs in the second age, which I cannot blame him for. Portuguese age 2 play is pretty weak. Ports just in general as a civ, I've talked to some top players, and their consensus is that while port is fun to play, they are in no ways a top tier civ, but still very unique. I think one of the more unique vanilla civs, you know, with their extra town centers and no villager shipments, really makes you have to think about how you want to play them. But look at this Guardian army. He's added a deserted pikeman to the fray, and he's got a witch hunter. He's got the Clift. Still don't know if I'm saying that right. With this tanky war chief, and poor Juliana is meant to run home, or forced to run home, although she did pick up, I believe, that was a small coin treasure. And I kind of like where the port player is at right now. Let's see. Mr. Steal Yo Chicken Nugget only has 4 Prowl Knights and 5 Coyote Runners. Training some mace right now, but look at this wall coming out from Portugal. I like this a lot. Look at the herding here. He's got both herds of moose, which are going to give him a ton of food. And on top of that, he's got 2 safe coin mines, 2 town centers, a market going up in the back, just in case he needs to do any emergency buying of resources. And what's coming out now? The 3 warrior priests. So it doesn't look like the Aztec player is going to be dumping a lot into shipments. He hasn't sent his 9 or 8, sorry, not mace, Otonin slingers. I forgot that they were name changed, but, or were they name changed? Yeah, they were name changed, weren't they? Yeah, because they used to be called Mace Holton in the old patches. But the 6 Cassadors out and on the map, and with this wall, they're going to be able to get some free shots. Definitely going to want to focus those Coyote Runners, but the wall going down quickly, and I think they're shooting at the War Chief, who is soaking up a ton of damage. Meanwhile, the Coyotes are finally in, along with the Jaguar Prowl Knights, and oh, look at this! The Cassadors building up an emergency wall, going to try to get away, but they are going to get caught, and those 6 Cassadors that he received on the age up are just going to get brutalized. But if I was the Aztec player, I would feel very nervous about the spot I'm in. I'm about to be under 3 town centers. That's 3 potential Minutemen pops, which would clean up my army very quickly. And out come the 3 organ guns, gonna do a number on all of this Aztec infantry. Although, well, they're not gonna do so much against the Prowler Knights, but look at that, the Slingers getting eliminated. Oh, wow. And out comes some Puma Spearmen, but without any cover from the Slingers, they are not going to be useful at all. And look at this, the Minutemen being called, perhaps a little bit delayed. Probably could have gotten away without calling his Minutemen there, but going to be useful in a fight, at least for a little bit. Maintaining the herding. I love this. Look, even after the fight, even after a couple of losses in his villager count, he is going to keep herding, going to make sure that all of those juicy resources stay within his wall. However, I think if Rain wants to play it smart here, he needs to either send 5 Dragoons or get a stable down as quickly as possible, because seeing that army, yeah, look at this. The Coyote mass is already starting to be rebuilt. So if he doesn't get some sort of counter here to all of those Coyote runners, those organ guns, those Cassadors, and even those Minutemen will go down very quickly. But sending the 1,000 wood And in the Aztec base, it's looking pretty sparse. Just some houses. The herding from the Aztec player has not been great. I mean, just look at how far these villagers have to walk to gather, which is fine now, but if the pressure ever swings the other way, it's going to leave all of his vills very isolated. And look at all these Puma spearmen. If they are able to sit and siege those Portuguese buildings, they're going to do a number, going to cut through those walls like they are nothing. But another layer of walls going up, going to protect the third town center, just in case Minutemen come out. And against all of this melee infantry, these walls are very formidable. I mean, imagine if you were playing like a Brit player, right? Whose units, you know, like longbows and musks, they can simply shoot over the wall. But playing the Aztecs, where a lot of their best units have to be in close combat, walls are actually much more effective. And sending 8 Castadors, I'm still a little bit nervous about his lack of anti-cav. However, more walls coming out. Get this man a wall. Wow. Rain is just raining down the wooden palisades here. You love to see it. And a church. Holy, I mean, it really is holy. Wow. Okay, a church going down. And there's the stable with that 1,000 wood. So looks like he's just going to continue to boost up his infrastructure. Still has plenty of resources, left in his base. And what can the Aztec army do here? Oh, that's what they can do. They can just cut down the wall in seconds. Okay. Well, it's gonna get ugly here. Still no anti-cav, but a gate being opened. The Portuguese army is retreating to the second layer of walls. However, 1 organ gun is not going to make it. 2 organ guns are not going to make it. And this is starting to look really ugly for the Portuguese player. Again, the lack of anti-cav is coming up big here. Now, 3 town centers all able to fire on the army at the same time. These Castadors and this 1 organ gun are protected from the melee infantry, but the slingers in the back aiming at the organ gun, gonna take it out. All 3 organ guns down. The Aztec infantry are focusing this town center, and these Puma spearmen are tearing it down very quickly. And I shouldn't say 3 sets of Minutemen, 2 sets of Minutemen left, because he did use that 1 set. And is anything coming out of the church? The Extremos field guns, ships 1 field gun. Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have a field gun on the way. Minutemen out. The Aztec army is being cleared up. 2 sets of Minutemen and the Castadors firing in the back. I think the Aztec army has to retreat. Perhaps spent a little bit too much time trying to take out a beefy town center when perhaps maybe this stable would have been a much better target, or even going back here and trying to harass some of these villagers on the coin mine. But what a swing. I really thought that the Aztec had a good engagement here, but that gate by Rain was such a smart play. And he's almost got this little airlock where he can send all of his light infantry. However, I do have to mention that it's getting a little bit tight for the Portuguese player. He's running out of real estate here. These hunts, he's still doing well on food, although it's not going to last forever, and Portuguese is a civ that goes through a lot of hunts very quickly. So continuing to make Castadors, along with the the field gun he has sent, I'm a little bit skeptical. I think he needs some sort of anti-cav here. He's sitting on 300 wood. He's got plenty of population, maybe a batch of pikes, something, just to keep the coyotes from just rushing in without any hesitation. But now that I say that, the Aztec player is starting to invest more in slingers. Yeah, he's got 8 on the way. He's got 11 Hulkin Javelineers? Interesting. Okay, so the Aztec player sending the Javelineers along with slingers with more Puma spearmen and the 8 slingers on top of that. So I like what I'm seeing here from Mr. Steal Your Chicken Nugget. I can't get over that username, but I like the tech shift here. I like the fact that, he dumped into coyotes and Puma, and now he's going for a more balanced composition. And this is a scary Aztec army. I mean, especially for what the Portuguese player has. He still has plenty of Puma here. He can easily topple down a couple more layers of walls here. Now, whether he's going to take the same exact attack pattern and go for that wounded town center is going to be anyone's guess, but until he can get those walls down, that field gun, I keep forgetting, that is going to do a number. But look at that, the wall's already down. At the same time, so many units going down to the Minutemen fire. And the Javelineers getting in there as well as the Slingers. But the Dragoons, they have finally made their way onto the field. The 5 Dragoons are out. 1 is stuck in the wall here. This poor guy, move your horse, man. And the Slingers getting decimated. The field gun does go down, but because the melee infantry of the Aztecs had to spend so much time taking down that wall, even if they had all those Puma Spearmen, the combined Minutemen and Cazadors and field gun were just a mincing machine for those Aztecs. And yeah, I don't know. Maybe not the attack pattern that he should have taken, but then again, taking down that damaged town center would have been so tempting. And now more Coyote runners out, switching back to melee infantry. But look at this. Rain putting the walls right back up, and he still has plenty of resources. Like, he herded this 3rd herd of moose in the wall, and he's got such a long, weird shape here. This coin mine is going to be very exposed, but that hunt is pretty safe. Still a couple of moose from his original 2, and he's sitting at 37 vills. It's kind of interesting. With 3 town centers, the Aztec player still has more villagers, which, I mean, he did send the 3 warrior priests, and he also sent the 5 vill, and did he send 4 vill? He did not. Do Aztecs still have a 4 vill? I don't know. But he has been on the experience dance. I don't know if he's been on fertility dance before that, but more Javelineers coming out. And I think the Aztec player might be gearing up for another push, but look at this! He's going to build a wall. It's going to be a great wall, folks. Portugal will be great again. Oh my God. Look at this. This is crazy. This wall's not even connected to the main wall. I actually think this wall is going to get stopped. Yeah, look at these coyotes. Are they going to mince that villager up? Yeah. Are they going to catch her? Run! Run, little villager! She doesn't seem like she's in a big hurry. You think somebody who's running for their life would be, you know, more distressed, right? Nope, just meets the tradesman on the road. Like, hello. Oh man, I lost her. Oh, I didn't catch it. Sorry guys, my poor camera control meant that I couldn't see that moment, but that was brutal. That was absolutely brutal. One woman tried to outrun 21 athletic Aztec warriors, and succeed she did not. But what is Rain doing? I mean, continuing to mass Cazadors and Dragoons, that's exactly what he should do as Portugal. Even getting an artillery foundry out. Are we going to see falconets? Are we going to see more cannons? And what is the Aztec player going to do? Like, if you're the Aztec player, what do you do here? You can't just keep throwing in waves of H2 units into this meat grinder, right? You're just going to get eaten up. And I just remembered that Portugal can't make falconets. Are you guys impressed by my level of game knowledge? Sorry, organ guns, which against that Aztec infantry might be just as good. Although the Portuguese explorer gonna go down. Looks like he's researching log flume, getting a lot of his market upgrades, up to 43 vills. Up to 45 vills from the Aztec camp. So I can imagine the Portuguese player going to be catching up to the Aztec player eventually, especially since he has 3 town centers all producing at the moment. And still doing well on food income, is floating a lot of resources here, sending 1,000 coin. Does he have mercenaries? He does not. So I wonder what he's saving up so much coin for. If he's sending 1,000 coin, is he looking to go age 4? Surely not. He doesn't have nearly enough food. Unless he's going to trade it. I don't know. Maybe he's going to collect this 1,000 coin, put all of his vills on this hunt, and then just try to pump out like more dragoons? I don't know. Maybe it's just resource mismanagement. It could be. But if we look at the Aztec player, he did get up to the 3rd age, which I think was the right call, right? He can't just continue to throw his men at these walls and then rebuild when his army gets obliterated. The Aztec player, I will say a couple of things from Mr. Steal Yo Chicken Nugget. He is exhibiting a lot of map control, right? So in the long run, I think the Portuguese player, I think he's on a timer. I think his timer is about a 3 to 4 minute timer, okay? In about 3 to 4 minutes, give or take, those moose are going to be eaten through. Then where's his next hunt? He can go here to the south, which he already kind of has, but it is kind of exposed, right? It's not protected by town center fire, and it's only 1 layer of walls. Then his next hunt is out here or here. Both of them are going to be almost impossible to wall. Meanwhile, this Aztec army is just getting free roam. We now have elite slingers, elite coyote runners, and we have about 9 Portuguese villagers here, which are completely separated from the main town. However, the Portuguese army is looking pretty good. 19 Caçadores, he still has 13 Minutemen. These Minutemen have lasted so much longer than they have any right to behind these double layer walls. He's putting up another layer now. The villagers getting inside safely. But, yeah, like I said, that hunt is very exposed. It's not nearly as defendable as either of these first two, or even this one. Like, this one is still pretty defensible. And that also brings us to the discussion of coin. He's got about 700 coin left in this one. He's got no coin left in this one. This one's about to run out. His next coin mine is up here to the north, which is walled, but again, very, very tough to defend. And then all of the other coin mines are completely dominated by the Aztec player. So, again, I would say the Portuguese player, you know what? I'd say he has some time due to this extra mine and this extra hunt. And he did go up to the 4th age. Okay. So as the Aztec player, you have to push here, right? Like, you have to push. You cannot let this Portuguese player sit in his base and get 4th age cards. You cannot let him send 2 factories and a bunch of more organ guns, right? Like, if the Portuguese player... Wait, what is he sending here? Okay, 6 Caçadores, 6 Dragoons. Okay, I thought that was going to be a more significant card than it was. But, I don't know. The fact that the Aztec player is not putting on some kind of pressure when he has complete map control and his opponent is now an age ahead of him and probably has more vills, right? He's now at 57 to 52. Yeah, your opponent is outpacing you now, right? You've let the port player do exactly what the port player wants to do, which is let me sit behind my walls, let me make town centers, and let me get to the 4th age. And hold up while I get guard dragoons and guard Caçadores, and then I'll push out, and then I'll kill you, right? This is exactly what Portugal wants. Although, he is going to be running out of food here quite shortly. He's pretty much abandoned this hunt down here for now. He's got a mill in the back of his base. Meanwhile, the Aztec base is looking barren. I mean, his vills are spread out all over the place. The war chief has gone down, which is great for the Portuguese player. Look at all of these arrow knights. Sieging all of these walls, they are not aiming at the organ guns. Why aren't they aiming at the organ guns? Okay, he just took one out there. Now aim at the other one. The coyote runners, this is a really weird fight. I don't think Rain's taking this fight very well at all. Like, he's letting his dragoons just get minced by Puma spearmen. He's bringing out a ton of Minutemen, ton of Caçadores. Getting a lot of vills involved. I don't know. This is a weird fight. I don't know. Comment in the chat. Is this... Or, sorry, not chat. In the comments. Is this a sloppy fight? Is this a good fight? I mean, bringing all his vills up. More Minutemen. He's got stone walls. I think he's going to hold it. Yeah, he's going to hold it. I don't know if that was a super crisp fight from either player, to be honest with you. I mean, Rain's just kind of at the point where he has so many resources. Losing those dragoons didn't really matter. And he's age 4 ports. Like, he doesn't have veteran dragoons or Caçadores yet, but those have to be coming soon, right? Yeah, it looks like he's stocking up wood. More organ guns coming out. The coyote runners are just going to get lambasted by this many Caçadores. And the Arrow Knights are still not trying to target these organ guns. Okay, now they are. Yeah, I mean, Mr. Steal Your Chicken Nuggets, he's kind of drifting in between using his counters correctly and then not. Okay, there's one more organ gun. Shoot it. There you go. There we go. Okay. But at the same time, you've killed the organ guns, but what are you going to do about 33 Cassadors? More slingers coming out? Yeah, not gonna beat veteran Cassadors. Although these Jaguar Prowl Knights might. They're gonna Nope, they are not. Oh man. More coyotes on the way. But these organ guns are just mincing them. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, these fights are not being done super cleanly. I mean, the micro's pretty non-existent, right? It's like, at this point, Rain's just, yeah, okay, whatever. You know, you can do whatever you want. I have more stuff than you, so you can micro, you can make my counter. I'm gonna kill you because, well, I have 30 Cassadors and I have organ guns, right? So, and I also have, a bunch of Minutemen. I've got 12 Minutemen for some reason. And there comes Guard Cassadors. And a factory. Yeah, I think Port has this game, right? I'm actually surprised Port's not pushing here. I don't know. If I was Port, like, he's putting down a ton of mills. He's got 3 mills down now. There's not a ton of hunt on this map, but there is still hunt on this map. Like, he's got a full hunt down here. Maybe he's preparing for the long game? Yeah, I don't know. I think he might be prepping. He might think like, all right, I'm winning. I have more vills. I'm just gonna build some mills with my vills and get some kills. And, yeah. Are you gonna put this factory down? Where's this factory wagon going? I think he's just looking for open real estate. I mean, he's so packed in here that he hardly has room to build anything, but finally gonna go down. These Aztec villagers are going to eat up the last of the hunts. Another war hut going down here. Yeah, I'm kind of waiting for the Portuguese push. He's got 70 vills against 53. He's an age ahead. He's got a factory, like, I think he's just going to start pumping out units here pretty soon. Yep, Cassadors and organ guns. Cassadors and organ guns, ladies and gentlemen. The 1 unit type spam. And meanwhile, Steal Yo Chicken Nugget is making a bunch of Arrow Knights, a bunch of Coyote Runners. So he's making the exact counters. Like, he's doing it exactly right. And yet, I still don't think it's going to matter. Just because he's so behind economically and tech-wise. And now, since Rain has spotted this forward war hut and these vills, I wonder if that's where he's going to push. No, still not going to push. Just going to continue to boom behind the walls. He's walled off this section, but he can't build on like 60% of it, right? Because it's ice. So that's interesting. He's got a plantation back here. Or sorry, an estate, the new word for it. Getting frontier outposts. Okay. This is very strange to me. Like, I'm gonna be real here. I don't know why the Port player is on the defensive here. I don't know why he's playing defense. He's 10,000 points ahead. He's got 78 vills versus 57. Like, I don't understand why he is getting Frontier Outpost. Now, I'm not a Port player, so I guess maybe this is a kind of Port play that I am not used to, but I mean, I get the walls when you're on the back foot, right? It's a close game. You're on the defensive. You know, I loved his walls at the beginning of the game to protect his Cassadors and to kind of funnel in the Aztec melee infantry. I thought that was great. Like, I thought that was perfect. I'm not getting the walling here because you are winning. You're at 80 vils. You're at 84 vils. You have a factory. You might even have 2. Okay, no, he has not sent the second factory yet, but like, you are swimming in resources. Okay, you're not swimming in coin, granted. Like, he doesn't have a ton of coin, but I don't know. What is he gonna do here? Is he just gonna continue to sit back and maybe he's waiting on something? Am I missing something here? He's researching Rabalds. No big cards here. I mean, he could send another factory. And is he just going to keep sending 3 organ guns? Like, how many organ guns does he have? He's got 6 organ guns back here. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's time for him to push out, because eventually he is ahead, but if you let these Arrow Knights just keep killing infrastructure, like, it's going to start hurting eventually. Mainly because you don't have a place to put anything. Like, where are you going to put new houses? You have this spot right here, and that's about it. And we might finally have a fight here, but look at all these Coyote Runners, elite Coyote Runners coming in, but the organ gun volleys are going to be doing a number. Whoa, camera, come on, focus on me. We can't miss this. And the Cassador's going down quickly. The wall's just over there. Get in the wall. Get in the wall. The wall. The wall. The wall, the wall, the wall, the wall, the wall. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And, yeah, the guard Cassadors. They were charged in the face by a mob of Coyote Runners, and they just didn't care. They had a wall 10 feet behind them, and it still didn't matter. Because why not, right? And Mr. Steal Your Chicken Nugget continuing to spam Arrow Knights here, and I can't tell if we're at a stalemate or if Rain is just preparing some uber unit pop. And then he's just going to sweep the board in 30 seconds, right? The Aztec player is running out of resources, and he's running out quickly. Look at that, 18 idle vills. Going to send them all to wood, and quickly throwing up some farms. But this is where the infrastructure of the port player is going to kick in, right? He's already built 2 mills. He did lose a couple. He's got the factory, so in terms of the late game transition, going to be much easier for the port player. Sending knight hit points, so further buffing up these knights. And I would love to just see some Hussar out of Rain. Or Dragoons, or really anything other than Cassadors at this point. More organ guns. I'm fine with that. Like, I'm fine with shipping organ guns. Although, I think at some point, like, send your other factory. Get that sucker on coin, and just start pumping out units, right? There it is. My man Rain. I'm gonna clap for you because I don't know if you telepathically read my mind there, but there are the Hussar. 10 Hussar coming out, 98 villagers versus 61. Like, this is the cat playing with the mouse, isn't it? I mean, I don't want to put down Rain here at all, but I can't think of any civ that beats a 98 vil Portugal with only 60, what was it? 62 vils. I mean, he's doing good work with these Arrow Knights. Like, he's being annoying, he's pestering, he's killing villagers. Rain continuing to sit in his base. I think he might go for, yep, he's going to go for one more Hussar batch. He's already upgraded them to veteran. Sending the other factory. Okay, this is all good. I like this. Outpost going down. Arrow Knights, very good. When these Cav come out, they are going to slaughter these Arrow Knights because there are 6 Coyote here to defend against what looks like is going to be a batch of like 30 veteran Hussar. So, I think we're going to get the decisive fight here any minute. More organ guns. More organ guns. 6 organ guns, wow. And more on the way. Another market coming down to replace his one that he lost. Another factory coming down. That's also on coin. That's good. The Aztec player continuing to make vills, although still only on one town center. He's got down some farms. I don't think it matters. I don't know. Does the Aztec player see this? Like, let's turn on the fog. No, he doesn't see it. Okay, let's see the reaction. Let's get the genuine reaction while all these cav pop out. Okay, he sees the cav. There they are. Yep, and there it is. Retreat! and he sees like 3 Hussar. He goes, okay, maybe I can handle that. And then, dun dun dun! Look at all these Hussar. Yeah, it's over. That's 25 veteran Hussar. Good luck. I mean, in come the Coyote runners, but Coyotes aren't even that great against cav. They're okay, but I don't believe they have any multipliers against Hussars, so. And then the rest of the army following behind. The Castadors and organ guns, but I don't know if they're going to be needed. There's just so many vet Hussar, and these Arrow Knights are doing very little. Yeah, although the Puma Spearmen are coming out, and they will destroy Hussar. Look at that. They are cutting through those cav, but not pulling the cav away. Interesting. So deciding to just fight through it, and he's going to. He's got enough Hussar, along with the Castadors and organ guns, that he just does not care. And he's going to continue to pump out more cav, continue to kill these Arrow Knights, and pretty soon these organ guns are going to tear down this entire middle forward base. And I think the GG is going to be called here very, very soon. More Hussar coming out. They are now guard Hussar, which means they're basically unkillable by anything the Aztec player has. I mean, you guys saw it. The Puma Spearmen popped out, and they just were told to sit down. The hut is going to go down, and the game is over. All right. Well, that was an interesting one. We've had a few short games on the channel so far, but how do you like that? A 38-minute Portuguese versus Aztec game that, I'm going to be honest, I also think, kind of like our first game against the Ottomans, where the game was over much earlier than it actually ended, I think this game ended like a solid 8 minutes ago. When the Portuguese player was about 10-15 vills ahead, and he had just hit the industrial age, I think the game was basically over. Why Rain was building up for an extra 8 minutes, I don't really know. However, a win's a win. And I do not claim to be an expert. Those are just the observations of a guy watching the game. You always have to remember, I don't know any of the context beforehand. I'm just looking at what I see. And you guys already know that I miss a lot of what goes on in these games. But I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. Thank you to Rain. I took this off of Widgie's Discord server. I had saw that he had posted it a while ago. And I saw Aztec versus Port, and I went, oh, that's interesting. Not a matchup you see all the time. And so thank you to Rain for submitting it, even though you were not intending for me to find it. And yeah, well played to both players. I hope you guys, once again, enjoyed the cast this week. I will be back with another next Thursday, number 8. Can't wait to see you there. Until then, see you later.